If he wasn't attracted to you, do you think he's going to make excuses? Do you think he's going to sit there and try and convince himself that you are the right person for him? Do you really think he's going to sit there going back and forth, trying to gaslight himself into dating you? Do you think he'll do that? Do you think he'll do that? Do you think he'll sit there and say, oh, but she's got like such a nice personality and she's so kind and she bakes me cookies, she fits her schedule around me? Do you think he's saying that? No. No. No, baby girl. No. And you know he's not. So why are you doing that? Why are you accepting less? Why are you settling for less? He's broke, he's a dusty, he's got nothing to offer you. So why are you here convincing yourself that he's the right guy? Why? 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 You've had a few conversations and now you're trying to tell yourself that this is the person. You're romanticizing, oh, he's my person, he's my person. No, he's not. No, he's not. Oh, he's my person, he's my person. No, he's broke. He's broke. And those deep conversations that you've been having, yeah, he's overcompensating for what he doesn't have. He lacks in so many areas, baby girl. So of course he's going to chew your ear off. Okay? Wake up, smell the coffee. We are dating up, not dating harder. We are dating smarter. And if you are a woman right now and you are not looking to elevate in every area of your life, including the kind of man that you go on dates with, the kind of man that you allow into your vicinity, then you need help. You actually need help. Link in bio. I can help you.
It is so alarming to see the shortage of good-looking men in Toronto. Every woman I know, my friends, whether it's someone I see on the street, gorgeous, successful, emotionally literate, exfoliated, in therapy, hydrated, goes to Pilates, and just like 10 out of 10, you know? And then you look at the men. Like the ratio of hot men to hot women is so off. The factory that used to make good, attractive, emotionally stable men like shut down in 2015. Not even a dating pool anymore. It's a puddle. It's a puddle. All the women, literally 10 out of 10s with degrees, with ambition, with good careers, everything, like literally the entire table. And then nothing from the men. Like, we are in a crisis. Zoran Mamdani, solve this issue and then make the city affordable.
If you live with your boyfriend and you pay half the rent, do not come onto this app and tell us the qualities that we need to look for in a good man.
Really? But why ever not?
Because you are not dating a man, you are dating your roommate.
Oh dear. Now, if we listen to what some women out there are saying in regards to their opinions about relationships, even within the confines of just dating, if a guy is not completely supporting the woman that is living with him, they will try to emasculate him by saying that he is no longer a man. How very progressive.
You are dating a feminine boy in his sprinkle era.
No. And I don't know when this idea exactly became popularized, but when a couple is just dating, neither one of them owe anything to the other in regards to financial support. They are dating. They are not married.
You have lost, and you are not qualified to speak on the topic of the qualities to find in a good man. I don't want to hear it from you.
Well, that's nice. However, I will continue to question the qualifications of some individuals out there that seem to think that the expectations for dating and marriage are the same in regards to finances.
Here's some tough love for today. You're wondering where all the good men are, right? Well, I'm gonna tell you. They're pretty much everywhere. At work, at school, at home, at the grocery store, wherever you can think of. But the problem is women are not able to find them anymore, and there's a very important reason why that is. We do a lot of research daily on dating and dating advice and what's out there right now, and what we find is unfortunately horrifying. The advice that's out there that's given to women to be successful in love is ridiculous. And all these women go on a date and use these new tactics they just learned about to be successful in love. And you know what happens? It backfires, because a good man can sense that from a mile away. So let's go back to our original question. Where are all the good men? Well, they're tired of getting foodie calls. They're tired of being friend zoned. They're tired of approaching women and getting rejected over and over again. And they don't want to do it anymore. And some of them are, you know what, I gave up on dating. Just like most good women out there say the same thing. So let's change dating for the better and stop all the games and the manipulation tactics. Good men will not fall for that, just like good women should not fall for any of the games or the booty calls or whatever it is. Let's do better.
You know what's wild? Women keep standing on the internet, shouting, "We're the good men," like good men disappeared into thin air. But nobody wants to talk about what pushed those men into silence, into distance, into choosing peace over chaos. So let's dive into this from a place men rarely get to speak from. Women created a dating environment where genuine intentions are treated like weakness. A man shows interest and immediately he's handled like an option, a backup plan, an emotional seat filler. You can't expect men to stay enthusiastic in a space where their effort only gets mocked, minimized, or used for convenience. Women did that. They built that culture. A lot of men didn't vanish. They simply got exhausted. Not physically, emotionally. Tired of being contacted only when someone is hungry. Tired of being placed on standby. Tired of giving attention just to be met with arrogance and entitlement. So they stepped back. They stopped chasing. They stopped offering themselves to people who only valued them when it benefited them. So the real answer to where the good men is simple. Women push them away. The disrespect, the games, the constant competition men were expected to participate in. It drained them. And now many men are choosing themselves, their peace, their dignity. If women want good men to reappear, they need to look in the mirror and fix the behavior that drove those same men out of the dating world in the first place.
This is what the dating scene in 2025 consists of. Men are not allowed to take any woman on a coffee date because that is bare minimum and you're broke, because women don't even like coffee. Men who fart too much are considered DL or gay. As long as you cook, clean, and do a man's laundry, he's going to propose to you, because men are easy and they don't require anything. Even when black men are right, they're wrong, because illogical shit always happens to black women, and black women have gone through too much for us to just be coming at black women like they're wrong. And when black women are wrong, we don't have to apologize when we've lumped up all black men because of one black man's fuck up and one black woman's lie. Black men are guilty until proven innocent, and black women are innocent until proven guilty. If a man is too clean and he dresses over masculine, he is DL or gay. Black men shouldn't exist because they are a detriment to society, and black women will be better off without y'all. A man should pay for your time or whatever you ask for just because you are a woman. You don't have to do anything for a man to obtain a man. You just have to be a woman. And if you disagree with any of these things that I just stated, you are a pick-me. And this is what the world has come to? Hey, welcome to the shit show.
Cisgender have turned dating into a competition for who could demand the most while giving the least. They've created this new rule book where anything simple or thoughtful is immediately downgraded. A man suggesting a coffee meetup isn't seen as him trying to connect. Instead, women mock him as if he has failed some imaginary test. They're the ones who twisted normal interaction into something to ridicule. The mindset women carry now is built on entitlement, not partnership. They shout that a man must prove himself financially before they even decide if he's worth acknowledging. Meanwhile, they bring nothing but attitude and expectations. They've convinced themselves that being a woman automatically guarantees them a reward, forgetting that relationships grow from effort, not entitlement. This idea that a man owes payment just for a woman's presence is exactly what destroyed dating. Women shape dating into a marketplace where a man must constantly spend, impress, and chase, while they sit back contributing nothing. They drain sincerity from the process by treating men like walking wallets instead of human beings with feelings and boundaries. Women killed the joy of dating when they began labeling generosity as bare minimum. A man can plan, invest, offer comfort, and still be dismissed. And yet the same women doing the judging rarely offer appreciation, loyalty, or genuine connection. They created a one-way street where everything flows toward them and nothing flows back. Dating didn't fall apart because men changed. It fell apart because women raised their demands while lowering their effort to zero. They made kindness look cheap, turned basic respect into something optional, and acted like men exist only to serve them. Now they're confused about why dating feels empty, but they're the ones who emptied it.
All women say they want a good man. until they actually meet one, because a good man isn't soft. He is not convenient, and he damn sure is not always available for you. A real good man has discipline, he has boundaries, and he has priorities of his own that do not shift based on her mood. And guess what? He's not bending his values just because she's upset. A good man is not controlling. He creates the order. He doesn't want chaos, arguments, or drama. He wants respect, clarity, and peace. And this is where women get it confused. When she's never met a mature man, she will mislabel everything. She'll call him cold because he doesn't tolerate any nonsense. She'll call him selfish because he takes care of himself. And she'll call him narcissistic because he refuses to beg for approval. But that's not selfishness. That is maturity. A man who refuses to be drained, used, or manipulated. Good men do not move from insecurity. They move from conviction. They will not ever chase drama. They do not chase attention. And they sure as hell don't chase validation from women. They build, they lead, and provide structure. And here's a harsh truth. Most women aren't even ready for the responsibility that comes with being with a good man, because a good man isn't an emotional roller coaster. He is not unpredictable, and it's not a game. He is stable, extremely consistent, and has direction. And for women addicted to chaos, wounded by the past relationships that they were in, or raised by dysfunction, stability feels boring until she loses it. A good man requires partnership. He requires respect and requires a woman who is emotionally regulated, not reckless with her emotions. That's why so many men get mislabeled. It's why mature men get misunderstood. But stay solid, because good men do not bend, they build, and the right woman will rise to meet with him.
They always talk about wanting a solid man, but the moment they meet one, they get uncomfortable. They're used to men who bend, men who chase, men who break themselves just to be accepted. So when a man shows up with direction and structure, they panic. They're the ones who confuse strength with hostility, because they've never experienced a man who actually stands on something. A disciplined man isn't going to be available 24/7 just to feed someone's ego. He has priorities. He has missions. And women who live on drama can't handle that. They expect a man to drop everything for them. But when he doesn't, they try to shame him. They're the ones who turn maturity into a red flag because it doesn't fit the chaos they're comfortable with. When a man demands respect, women who lack self-control call him difficult. When he protects his time, they label him selfish. When he refuses to be manipulated, they throw around insults like toxic or narcissist. They're projecting. They can't handle a man who isn't controlled by their emotions, so they attack his character instead of fixing their behavior. A grounded man functions from clarity, not desperation. He doesn't need approval. He doesn't chase validation. Women who are used to unstable men don't know how to respond to stability, so they reject it. They're the ones who turn peaceful men into villains simply because he refuses to tolerate their bad habits. Women claim they want loyalty, vision, and leadership, but when they finally meet a man who carries all that, they sabotage it. They damage the relationship, blame the man, and run back to the same chaos they said they wanted to escape. Good men aren't disappearing. Women are pushing them away because they can't handle what real structure feels like.
So I'm listening to a podcast right now about why dating sucks, and it sucks to be a single woman right now, and it makes so much freaking sense. Like, you ladies are right. So basically, there's a theory that's existed throughout time where women either want to date men that make the same or more than them, that are the same amount educated than them or slightly more educated than them. I think we all observe and know that. The reason why we now feel like there are no viable men is because more women are being educated and earning more in the workforce than ever before. And so therefore, as women advance, the pool of men that are above them becomes smaller. And I think that we all want to date outside of our league and expand our world. So you girls are not crazy for thinking there are no good men out there. Us ladies are working hard, and I guess it truly is a shrinking pool in terms of our normal historical standards of wanting to date either as good as or better than we have it right now. So
they keep saying the dating pool is shrinking, but they won't admit they're the ones who box themselves into a corner. They want men who earn more, know more, and have more status than they do. And as women climb higher in careers and academics, They expected men to climb above them at the same speed. They set standards that automatically cut off most of the men around them. Instead of choosing partners based on character, loyalty, or compatibility, women tied their value to hierarchy. They convinced themselves that dating a man who earns slightly less or has a different background is lowering their worth. They locked themselves into unrealistic expectations, then blamed men for not fitting into a tiny, self-made category. Women also created this narrative that men beneath them aren't viable simply because they don't reach some imaginary level of superiority. They don't want equals. They want someone above them. And when that pool gets smaller, they cry that they're no good man. But they never question whether their standards were built on arrogance instead of reality. The crazy part is that women expect expansion without adjusting anything. They want to grow, but want men to outgrow them even faster. Instead of widening their choices or prioritizing actual partnership, they raise the bar so high that only a handful of men qualify. Then they complain that dating is difficult, when in truth, they made it impossible. This whole no good men left story didn't come from society. Women created it by refusing to date outside their own inflated expectations. They shut out loyal, hard-working men because he didn't earn enough, know enough, or shine enough. And now they're frustrated with a problem they manufactured. Men didn't disappear. Women eliminated them with their own criteria.
Whenever I talk to guys, okay, sometimes I'm confused if they're into women or if they're into men. Now that's great for you, but why are you talking to me if you're into men? I don't understand. Do I look like a man? Am I no, I don't. I've got long hair. I'm pretty and blonde and 53 kg. But it's just am I giving signals to these type of men to come talk to me? I always wonder this, but if I'm talking to a boy, is he watching what I post online? Is someone that I'm potentially talking to right now watching this video? And is he gonna go judge that with all his friends? Surely not. But also if he is, that's kind of scary.
People today love to assume that if a guy doesn't react the exact way they expect, then something must be wrong with him. Instead of reflecting, they jump to conclusions like he must prefer men or maybe he's not into me at all. They place the blame anywhere except on their own attitude, approach, or behavior. The moment a man isn't instantly impressed, certain individuals get offended. They act puzzled when he keeps boundaries or doesn't flirt back. But they don't understand that many men are tired of dealing with entitlement, assumptions, and pressure to entertain someone who isn't offering anything meaningful in return. Basic respect gets misread as disinterest, simply because it's not attention on demand. A lot of people also refuse to accept that men can choose who they engage with. Not every man wants to entertain someone who brings arrogance, negativity, or zero effort. Instead of asking what went wrong, people twist the story to protect their ego. They avoid the possibility that maybe the issue is how they communicate, not the man they're talking to. Some individuals have convinced themselves they're irresistible by default, and when a man doesn't respond with excitement, they panic. They overlook the fact that character matters. How you treat people matters. Men aren't obligated to show interest, and when someone brings nothing of value, men simply walk away. But instead of accepting that, excuses get created. The confusion many people feel comes from inflated expectations. Instead of adjusting their behavior, they label men as strange or unavailable. But men are confused, they're selective. Not every interaction deserves a reaction, and not every person is appealing. The issue isn't that men can't decide. It's that some people can't handle not being chosen.
And trust me, when men have beautiful homes that they live in, they will show it off as a financial asset. They will have no problem showing you photos, inviting you to come over and see it. They buy these homes as a financial asset to show off and attract women. They don't do it to attract men. Every guy I've ever met and dated has always been super, super proud and subtly bragged about their home, the home that they live in, or if they own multiple homes. They want to show it off to women. They want women to be attracted to that. They know that women are. So do not assume that you're being too nosy or forward because you're curious about the home that he lives in. That says a lot about his financial assets and stability. Even the neighborhood that he lives in. Is the neighborhood safe? Is it secure? Is it clean? Is it family oriented? You know, all of these things do matter to women, and men know that it matters to women. That's why they usually have no problem showing it off if they own a really nice home in a really nice area. Like for men, in the way that they think, they want efficiency and simplicity. And so for a home, they just want to make sure that that home is big enough for them, maybe big enough for their family, livable, and that's that. They want it to be very simple. But when they start adding in, you know, the amount of bedrooms, or, you know, if they want the closet to be a certain size, or the colors of the wall, the colors of the outside of the house, decorating it, like all of those little small details, they only start to focus in on that stuff when they want to attract women. And so they will bring in more luxuries to signal that they have money.
So why does dating feel almost impossible for men in 2025?
Dating feels almost impossible for a lot of men in 2025 because, you know, you look at the average guy. The average guy isn't getting matches on dating apps. He's not getting stopped or, you know, getting a lot of affection from women in his daily life. You know, he probably doesn't have a whole lot of friends. And so he's online and he's seeing all of these gorgeous women, some of whom aren't even real with AI now. There's a lot of AI girls out there, edited photos and stuff like that. And they're just suffering this constant barrage of them feeling inadequate by what their life experience is teaching them versus what they're seeing online, which is like a lot of, you know, attractive women or couples or stuff like that. So they just kind of feel beaten down by it, you know, and it really does suck being the average guy who isn't taking control of their life in today's day and age. There's absolutely no sympathy for them. But the good news is that if you do choose to rise above this and do choose to actually start bettering yourself and start doing the things that is going to give you a result with women, then it can be possible to be successful. And the bar is pretty low because most guys don't try. Most guys just, you know, wallow in self-pity, and they take themselves out of the dating market because they think that it's not worth it for them. But in reality, I don't care who I'm talking to. If you're watching this, like, you absolutely can change your circumstance.
Dating feels nearly impossible for men today because modern standards have been twisted beyond reason. A regular guy can go days, weeks, even months without a single woman noticing him. He isn't approached, he isn't shown affection, and online he's invisible. Meanwhile, he scrolls through social media flooded with highly edited photos of attractive women who would never give him a moment of attention. That reality crushes any motivation. He has to keep trying. Women made dating unaffordable and unrealistic. They want luxury treatment from men who are just trying to survive. They demand constant spending, top-tier entertainment, and endless effort, yet bring zero value back into the relationship. Many men only feel financial relief when a woman leaves, which shows exactly how draining dating has become. Expectations skyrocketed while contribution disappeared. Even when a man manages to get a match online, the experience is empty. Most women ignore messages, act uninterested, or hold extremely dull conversations. But these same women claim dating is hard for them. They're the ones who turn into a one-sided contest where men must impress while they provide nothing but attitude. It's a setup designed for men to lose. Men stepping away from Western dating aren't wrong. They're protecting their sanity. They see that traditional values collapse because women replace cooperation with entitlement. They push away commitment, push away loyalty, and push away the idea of building a life together. Men simply stop volunteering to be treated like disposable options. The only real solution is for men to stop chasing people who don't appreciate them. Focus on purpose, build confidence, improve their lives, and if necessary, find partners in places where respect still exists. Western dating isn't broken because of men. It's broken because women destroyed the balance and refuse to take responsibility for it. Men choosing better isn't running away. It's survival. Thanks for watching and supporting these discussions. I appreciate everyone who listens, comments, and shares their thoughts. More powerful content is coming. Stay tuned.